Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Ives number 2 elbow catch in an A3 finish. This is the part number 2 A3 and is a common elbow catch. Typically going to be installed that way. And if you use your imagination, you can see why they call it an elbow. Spring loaded. The strike is here, and your typical installation will look just like that. Okay, there is, of course, screws included. There'll be 4 screws for attaching everything. There is, in the extended description down below, a reference given to the dimensional properties, ideal for use on the inactive side of a pair of cabinet doors, surface applied, making installation simple, made from cast aluminum. Aluminum base material in different finishes on aluminum. We'll go over that in a moment. So your installation is going to be just quite simply per the description, but can be used in a variety of applications. You've got a pair of doors, okay? The active door you open, you reach your hand in, pull back the latch, pull the door open. That's the installation. Now, there's a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet, and that's going to give the dimensional properties. Let's go over that now. The length of the mounting plate for the catch, 1 3/8, that's correct. The depth is 5/8 of an inch. Okay. An overall projection is 1 5/16. That's wrong. Per the drawing, it's going to be closer to, well, about 1 7/16, I would say. Okay. So you've got a dimension from here to the tip here. Let's eyeball a dimension on the overall height. About 1.5 inches, about, close to the same sort of range. Now the strike plate, it's going to have a width of about 11/16, a length about 7/8 of an inch. Total thickness of the item is not given, but to the lip, it's about 5/16 of an inch. Okay, a couple of slotted screws there for you to be able to, a couple of slotted screws there for you to be able to adjust the height. And when you know that you have it working correctly, you can make the final adjustment to the screws. That's the cut sheet, technical drawing. There's then next a link to the installation instructions, and that's very handy. It just basically shows you where this installs in the manufacturer's standard description of its intended application. Step 1, position catch A on inside of door, approximately 1/2 inch from the edge. Mark and secure loosely. To say that that is going to be mounted flush to the bottom of the unit is really not too far off the mark. Okay. Okay, you're going to want to do a reality check on that, to be sure of where you're installing it. Probably going to want to hold that off a little bit off the bottom, of the deck that the cabinet has in it. Probably not only the thickness of the strike here, but a small amount of allowance, maybe 1/16 of an inch. Position the strike to line up with the catch. Reality check. Make sure it looks like it's going to work. Check the alignment before securely tightening the screws. That's the totality of the installation instructions, but it's simple and straightforward. As valuable as a link can be is the link to the product brochure, which we are calling product brochure there. That's the name of the link. That's valuable because, well, it gives you the description, ideal for use on the inactive leaf of a pair of cabinet doors, surface applied, making installation simple, made of cast aluminum. We've covered all that. The new information is that the finishes that this is available in, all of the finishes will begin with an A. That means cast aluminum base material. A3 is a polished brass finish. A5 is an antique brass finish. A14 is like a polished nickel. A15 is like a satin nickel. A92 is like a unichrome. If you're looking for something just in a chrome finish, A92 is the one to go with. It will be the least expensive, and it will be complementary to both satin and polished chrome applications. And then A716, which emulates an oil rub bronze finish, except that it's a consistent oil rub bronze. And keep in mind that on a aluminum base material, you're going to be looking at finishes that are complementary to what they're called. Polished brass, this is not a true polished brass, but is of course very complementary. That link to the product brochure is also handy because it's from the section of the Ives full line catalog that will talk about associated pieces of hardware that are in the same product family, not necessarily things that you would end up needing, but nonetheless it's there for your review, your additional review. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line Ives catalog and review all things Ives hardware related, not only of course, utility pieces of hardware like this, but door stops, push and pull plates, kick plates, aluminum continuous geared hinges, pivots, commercial 5-knuckle, 3-knuckle spring hinge type products. The name Ives is synonymous with all things trim and auxiliary hardware related and has been so for decades, and is quite factually a name that many people, especially if you're in the construction industry, will first think of when it comes to trim and auxiliary hardware. If you have any questions on the Ives, the number 2, the part number is a number 2, 2 is an elbow catch from Ives, in an A3 finish or any other Ives product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.